The event went great. Here at the Las Vegas Convention Center in the North Hall, we had over 100 media companies show up that span across broadcasters, MVPDs, and programmers, so the turnout was fantastic. And the theme was around standards that are needed for multi-screen measurement using audience data, something that's really hard for advertisers to get at scale, especially if they're buying in the TV landscape, which is for so many years been known for content, and they crave audience, and it's really hard to get, and they're willing to settle for less premium content to get the audiences that they want. And so there was a lot of energy today, and I think one of the key themes that came out of this was, well, if we're successful in implementing standards and we're successful in laying some track that anticipates some of these newer products that are coming to market inside the TV ecosystem, now we got to figure out the yield equation. The yield equation is something that everyone's taking very seriously when they're talking about this idea of coexistence of linear ad stacks and digital ad stacks, and how those things need to come together in different places. And as they break their yield curve up in terms of, I'm going to sell this with a GRP, or I'm going to sell this for prime time and this for day part and this across my OTT device or my VOD platform, there's a lot of yield equations that go into that. So I think people are excited about the need for standards, and they're already anticipating, okay, well, if we get these standards, how do we make sure the value goes up for the clients, and in turn we get the highest CPMs to keep the ecosystem moving. And I think there was a lot of energy around that. And the two products that came up that were the most interesting is this idea of linear optimized. Linear optimized is the use of data or anonymized data from an MVPD set-top box or TV-informed, a lot of people were calling it, to allow for certain levels of targeting beyond age and gender to happen on linear, and for some spots throughout the day on television that might make sense, like a day part, and for some others that might be more branding opportunities, linear optimized may not make sense. An example of that would obviously be the Super Bowl, but anything in prime time. And certainly need for standards there, because if you have data coming from multiple MVPDs, even though that's anonymized, there needs to be some rigor around that, some understanding that these data sets were put together in a similar way. And so there's going to need to be some standards there. And of course, the use of data, anonymized data across VOD and addressable also came up as a really hot topic. And so all those things were pretty cool in terms of getting those conversations going, and now we've got a lot of work to do to figure out what we do next.